Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I thought we would look at Easter. We've got Easter just around the corner. Spring has sprung over here, so lots of lovely flowers and things coming out. And I thought that we would work with 3 colours today. So we're working with the pale papaya and the fresh freesia. And this is from the newer in colours, so last year's in colours. We've got new ones coming out soon, so I'll let you know on those as soon as I know. And we're using Blushing Bride. So we've got sort of pastel-y pinks and sort of yellowy oranges in there, which I think just are so pretty for spring. Now, I've done a little bit of work so far, but we're going to be using colour and contour, and we're going to use these flowers, which are 2-step flowers. We're using the Easter Friends because it's got a lovely Happy Easter with a beautiful font, and I've done that already, so I've just stamped that in Memento, and then I've done just a little border in the Fresh Freesia. And then we are going to do 3 of the little chicks. So I've done bunnies and I've done the duckling or gosling, depending what colour you do him. But I thought we would use this lovely little tiny chick today. So that's what we're using. And I have done 2 of those, but we're going to do the 3rd one. And then I have done a whole selection of these little tiny flowers because I think, you know, pretty flowers in the spring, and I've already cut those out. Again, they're 2 steps, so you stamp and then you fill in, you stamp, you fill in, and I've done those in the 3 colours that we were talking about. So there's a selection of those that we're going to be using later on. So I've done 2 of the chicks, but I thought that I would show you how I colour in the chicks because this is very simple and easy, and all you need are watercolour pencils, but we're not using any water. So these are the Stampin' Up ones. I have both sets and I put them in together, and we're using the Daffodil Delight and we're using the Crushed Curry. Okay, so these are the 2 colours that we're using, and they've got numbers on them. So Daffodil Delight number 4 and Crushed Curry number 17, because I can't remember which sets they come in, but to be quite honest, I have both of the sets. So all we're going to do is we're going to, with the side, you don't want a sharp point. So we're literally just going to colour in all the way across in the Daffodil Delight. So just literally right the way across, doing it sideways. Now I'm not doing the beak yet because the beak we're going to do in the Crushed Curry. So we're just going to take the little beak in the Crushed Curry, and we'll take his little legs in the Crushed Curry as well. Okay, then we have these shadow marks, so I'm going to do the darker, which is the Crushed Curry, along on these dark lines that have been given, so that when the artist did it for shadowing, it means we can follow it. So just down like that. Then I'm going back exactly as we would do with blends, and I'm going to go over the top of it all with the Daffodil Delight again, just sort of blending that all in. And then I'm just going to take my finger and I'm just going to rub over it, because what that does is it just blends everything in together. So going over again to just get it a little bit darker, and then again with my finger I'm just rubbing it through, and then that gives you a very nice sort of soft look to it. Then all I do is take our paper snips, which are absolutely brilliant because they have really sharp points, but they're also very sharp as well. and it means that you just move your paper and you just go around it. So it's not very complicated at all. And when I get down to the feet, I'm just going around, leaving a little border, as you would when you're doing. You always, if you have a die, you always have white space. So I always say, leave yourself that little white border, because by doing that, it allows you to get fairly close, but also not so close that you're almost cutting the whole thing off. So, you know, don't be afraid to leave a little bit of a white border on there, because it will just work in there as well. So I'm just getting round to his little beak, and again you can see I've got a little bit of a border around on there on his beak and just coming up through. So that's my third one. So as you can see, you've got some really nice colours in there, but you also get that nice dark shading. So those are our little chicks, and we've got our little flowers, and I can put those back in here. Okay, so I'm using a piece of fresh freesia, and then our mat inside here, which is 1/4 inch difference. And again, work with whatever coloured cardstock you are with your country. You know, you can make it 7 by 5, you can make it whatever size you want to do it, as long as you have a border of 1/4 inch, because then that gives you enough. So we're going to work on this one, and we're going to take the 3 colours, and I want to do now the colour and contour. So we need this large one, which is this one, and then we need the fill-in piece, which is this one. Okay, so I'm going to, oh, I need to get a different size block out. Been using all the blocks that I need to. So let me get, that size will work for that one. Oops, nearly caught my case on my jumper, so I was attached. Okay, so we're going to put this one on here, and then we're going to memento first of all. So just going to ink this one up. Whoops. Oh, that's quite good, wasn't it? Wasn't quite stuck down as much as I wanted it to. Let's have a little huff on there. Put it down. Hopefully it'll have stuck down. Your photopolymers, you can just wash under the tap and they will stick. I didn't sort of check it, so hopefully it's not going to come off. And I'm just going to put this sort of in on the center like that, and then whoops, attach that to there. And I'm going to have another one, I think probably just there. I don't want them overly together. So this is where I start planning to see where things are going to come. Yes, that'll work. So I'm just doing the 2 like that in the black to start off with, and then we need to decide colour wise. So we've got our fresh freesia as the background, so I think I'm going to do both of them in fresh freesia rather than in any of the other colours. Put this one on, and then I need to get the fresh freesia out. Now I could, I'm just looking in here, I've got some spots and things like that, so I might add some spots in the other colours, because I want to try and tone in all of these colours together. So let's put this one out, and we then need to just have a look and see where we're going, and I think it's about like that, in on that big one there and that one there. So that's one. And we'll put this one in for the other one, like that. So those have got those colours on. And then we're going to take Let me have a look and see. I don't want to do leaves and things on it. I do like the colour and content. In fact, that we have so many stamps that are absolutely beautiful, and I always get a little bit nervous at this time of year because the new annual catalogue is coming out and we never know what's going to be carried over. So, you know, things that you really love and you use and you suddenly think, oh, they're going to be gone. So for me, because I demonstrate them to you all, it means that I don't get them out anymore, which is a bit of a shame. I'm going to take this splatter and I'm going to try, and what colour do we want? Do we want the pink or do we want the, I think we want the pale papaya actually, because I think the pale papaya will just add that sort of yellow on there. So I'm going to put it up like that. I'm going to turn it and put it up like that. So it's in on those sort of spaces, and we've just given the background just a little bit of extra colour in there, which is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get those three colours in that then make it look really pretty and spring-like, but also give us that feel of using several colours. So we're going to have this on here like that. Okay, and I want to have my sentiment, I think, going right the way across the centre. Now, plain and simple card, you could leave it just like that. Looks absolutely beautiful. We've got our three little chicks, so I want to put the three little chicks down at the bottom because this is a build-up of an Easter card. So 1, 2, 3. I'm sure all three will fit in. I might have to move him back a little bit. So position first to see, depending how wide your cardstock is, you can put it in. So we've got our three little chicks down there, and then we've got these flowers here. So these are the ones that I've done in Blushing Bride and in the Pale Papaya. So I can take this out first now, and I'm just going to put the flowers in. So again, as I've always said, I tend to just dot things about until I've got it how I want it. I have a pink one in here. So just sort of build it up. Look and see with the sentiment coming over. So I'm going to probably put a couple up in on here like that. And I put these up with dimensionals. And you can have as many or as few as you want. So let's try with that and see. I want to have this in over the top. So those are going to be covered a bit, aren't they? So let's just move them out. Put my sentiment in on the centre, and then I'm going to tuck them just sort of in a little bit because that was getting too much. So let me just put, right, I am going to stick it all together because otherwise you can't really see what I'm doing with it, and I know that it will work perfectly. So I need to get my dimensionals out of here. I need to get my glue out of here. And I'm going to put this in across like this. And that's going to go just straight on there. And as I say, clean, simple card. Just put that on and then have your sentiment in over the top. So sentiment's going to go on with dimensionals. So let me just get some, I want to get my larger dimensionals out. Sorry, I'm probably off screen here because I'm just going through my pot for my dimensionals. And it's always the last one in the pot, isn't it? Right. So with these, I want to be able to tuck them in underneath. So I'm going to put a large one in on the centre. And I'm not going to put either side down because I want to be able to tuck it in. So this is going to go slap bang in across on the centre like that. Okay, and as I say, you could have that and that will work beautifully as a card. So now we're going to get our flowers, and the flowers I'm just going to glue down. I don't think I need to have any more layers with those, so I'm literally just going to take a little bit of wet glue and then just start building. So we've got different colours, different layers, and I'm not popping them down completely because, as I've said before, I like to get all the colours and things going in together before I commit. And that's one of the good things again about wet glue. You can do a bit of tucking in underneath and round, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing with this in on here. So I'm doing it fairly sort of randomly. I'm not working overly on specific. As long as I haven't got two of the same colours together, then I'm not going to particularly worry. So some little ones. Like that. Put this one in. Might have him up here. It's quite pretty. We'll have another pinky one in down on here. And as I say, you can tuck them in and just put them across as you want them. Just making sure I haven't got two of exactly the same colour slap bang next to each other. There's only 3 of them, so you're not going to have a huge amount. But then I just want to make sure that in these sort of little spaces and things here, we've got some other ones coming through. Take that one in just about there. And then we've got this larger one that can come up on the top. So you've just got a nice sort of layering of little flowers and things. All those are a bit the same colour. And then when you've got them exactly where you want, that's when you can turn it over, press it down, and then they come through. And again, you can stop there. You don't have to do any more. I want to have the little chicks down here because I think that that just finishes it off as a pretty Easter card. So if I put, I'm going to put this one on first, I think. And again, I could put them up with dimensionals. I'm going to glue them down because we've got little tiny little bits on here and I don't want to fiddle around with doing them with dimensionals. So that's going to go there, and we're going to have his little beak just, so he's going to sit right at the bottom of the paper. Make sure his little beak's just there. Then we can take the other one and do exactly the same thing, and I'm going to put the other side down on here so we can have him just on the bottom with his little bottom just out a little bit like that. And then this little other one is going to go in on the middle. And we'll put this one in down on here. So that can go in the middle. So we've got our 3 little chicks down at the bottom. And I think it makes a really pretty little Easter card. You've got some elements and things that are standing up. As I say, you can put more dimensions of things on there. You've got the lovely little colours. You can put some twinklies and things around there. I'm not sure whether I've got anything in. I've got some of these in colour ones, which are going to be the right colours. So let's see if I can find a fresh freesia little dimensionals to put on here. Hold on, here we go. So these are, oh, look at these. Now these are 2021 2023 in colour jewels. So we've got these that are going to match completely with the fresh freesia. which is what we've got. So I'm going to do larger ones or smaller ones. I think I want smaller ones actually. So I want one up on here. I want one up on the other side like that. So that's just brought it up and out a little bit. And then to balance the point, we'll have one down on here. There you go. And you can see how beautifully everything coordinates. One of the things about Stampin' Up that everybody always says is that the colour coordination is absolutely next to nothing. So you've got a beautiful card there, very pretty, very subtle colours, very spring-like. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.